Okay, so it's time for a big DOS stream. I've been looking forward to this. We've got all kinds of games, all sorts of things. But first, wait, this one's mislabeled. 1 second. Hold on, I thought I got everything done, but... Okay, there we go. Now, don't want anything mislabeled, because that could cause me confusion. Okay, so... we don't need the timer today. It'll be fine. So, we've got the, basically, each time somebody votes for something, it will get a heart. It'll work more or less like a tally system. So, same on the other side. The games will appear on the left and on the right. And I may have to shuffle some of them around as we get through the tournament, because I can't predict what's going to win votes and how things are going to go. But first, before we go any further, let me post a link to Discord. I mean, it wouldn't make sense for me to press on and start voting before anyone shows up. I mean, that just wouldn't make sense. Okay, got the link. Oh, there you go. Paste at here. Alright, now hopefully people can find the stream and we can get started. I'll need to slide this over here. Now, Exodus is being a little bit persnickety, unfortunately, and not letting me use window capture, which forces me to use display capture, which is terribly inconvenient for me, but doesn't mean a whole lot for you. It just means I have to arrange my whole screen around doing this, which is fine as long as I don't touch anything. Anyway, here's the brackets. These are all the different games that were recommended, and I get to talk about them as they come up. We've got Dungeon Hack, Ultima Underworld, Double Dragon, Star Trek, 25th anniversary. There's like 20 Star Trek DOS games, believe it or not. I'll pull up the one that it is, though. We got Might and Magic, Darklands. It really is hard to... It was difficult to pin down exactly which Star Trek game it was, but I figured out which one it was. Chex Quest, Quest for Glory, Wizardry 7, Heroes of Might and Magic got like 3 or 4 nominations. It was crazy. Princess Maker, that's actually Princess Maker 2, that was nominated, and Descent 2. Also, Lost Eden and XCOM Terror from the Deep managed to get the bye, so they'll still have to fight through a few brackets, though. Hey there, Enterprise. Yes, you're on time. Hey, how's it going, Goose? Oh, no. I am interrupting my own videos. What have I done? That's the new one I just posted yesterday, right? Oh, wait, no, I think I scheduled one to show up today. That's actually basically current. Like, I haven't actually gotten much further. I've run out of things to do when idling to rule the gods. That's why I haven't been putting out a lot of videos for it, is because there's nothing for me to make videos about anymore. I'm thinking it might be time to take a year off from it again and maybe do Trimps or something. I'm not sure. Haven't committed to anything yet. I'll wait until I finish with Unnamed Space Idol before making any decisions. Yes, he wanted to vote for... Star Trek? Was it Star Trek? He wanted to vote for something. One new challenge is already here in 1 to 2. Oh, cool. Yeah, I've just been doing the Ultimate Challenge challenges slowly. Alright. I don't like them, honestly. I think they're really cool and interesting. until I have to do like a whole ton of them one after another over and over again. And then they become really lame. And so I figured out the laziest way to do them possible. Not the fastest, but the laziest. Basic total growth challenges, and then I do max crystal challenges, I think it's called. Basically, I build up like a god crystal to like, I think it's like 10, 15 or something. Here, hold on, I can pop it open. 10 grade 15 crystals. Okay, there you go. That's what I need to do. That one's worth a ton, and then I just fill in with a little bit of whatever is easiest. Hey, Burden. All right, how many people we got here? Sound off. I'm seeing 3 people in chat. That might not be enough to start the voting. Okay. Okay, he wants to always vote for Star Trek. Gotcha. Okay, that's 4 people voting. Well, though he's only voting on one thing, and as you can see from the brackets, there's a lot of competition there. A lot of other things. Yes, both the originals. There were at least 3 people that nominated Heroes of Might and Magic 1, as well as someone who nominated Might and Magic. They gave the full title. Definitely mean Might and Magic 1. Yep. Yep, yep, yep. An all achievement challenge. I haven't gotten to do those yet, but I'm looking at those as being the next added to my lazy routine. Yeah. I grew up with Heroes of Might and Magic too. It's funny. Several people seem to think I haven't played when they recommended it. Their comments made it sound like I'd never played the Heroes of Might and Magic series. No, I grew up with 2 and then 3. I made trailers for 3 and for one of the mods, I think Wake of the Gods. I did a review of Heroes 3, which is one of my favorite reviews that I ever did. I've Let's Played Heroes 3 maps on occasion. Not in a long time, but, you know, I know I've done some. Like no, I know the series. I just haven't played the original, and I haven't ever streamed the campaigns of 2 or 3. And then there's a ton of content out there. I'm particularly interested in that Stargate mod. And then there's also King's Bounty, which is Heroes of Might and Magic 0, which I haven't played. I actually did play 4 back when it came out, and I enjoyed it. And then I went back to 3 because 3 is better. 3 is just better. Look, 4 did some interesting things, but, you know. You know. Alright, we got wings! Alright, I think we're going to start doing the votes. We're going to roll them out slow for the first round, because I'm going to give a little description of each game. So, let's see. The first ones up are Dungeon Hack and Ultima Underworld. Alright. So, Dungeon Hack versus... It's here somewhere. Did I not get it? Yes, I did. There it is. Ultima Underworld. I was pretty sure I got all the images. Okay. So, let's go over what the contenders are. Boop, 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 boop. Alright, so the first one up is Dungeon Hack. So this is a roguelike. I have never actually heard of this before, but, well, it's Dungeons and Dragons, specifically Forgotten Realms. It looks to be a front view dungeon crawler. So, we got all that going on. A high scores. I guess you're not expected to necessarily win. You're going to do a lot of runs. Well, it's a roguelike. That kind of goes without saying. Combine the gameplay ideas of Hack/NetHack with the Eye of the Beholder 3 game engine, and you get a graphical version of Hack Dungeon Hack. Largely based on a construction set, the player can create their own dungeons and then crawl through them. This is the ultimate dungeon crawl with over 4 billion possible dungeon configurations thanks to the random level generator. The generator has the ability to regenerate the entire dungeon structure or just the items. The style, monster frequency, trap frequency, or any combination thereof, also includes a realism option that, when a character dies, completely deletes the character in saved games. Nowadays, we'd call that a hardcore mode, or just the fact that you're a roguelike. Alright, the second one was Ultima Underworld. So, I enjoy roguelikes. I do. Okay, Ultima Underworld, the Stygian Abyss. So although I do own the discs for like Ultima's like something like 1 through 8, I have only ever actually played 4. Sometimes I apologize for that. Sometimes Exodos gives a little bit of music, and I wasn't expecting it, so my sound settings weren't correct. I apologize for that. Okay, right, so this is heralded as like the original, I can't think of the term for it, but basically it's a game where all the systems are active and emergent gameplay, where just random shit happens. All kinds of crazy, unexpected things can occur in this dungeon, even for people who played the game many times. As different systems interact with one another in unexpected ways. I'm gonna a little more, and a little more. Okay, hopefully that's more manageable. I really wasn't prepared for it to start making noise. Okay, anyway. First-person dungeon crawlers. So these are both first-person dungeon crawlers competing in this bracket today. You are the Avatar for all the old Ultima games. And yet you always start at level 0 somehow. Once again you return to Britannia. Upon your arrival you witness the kidnapping of Baron Almric's daughter. Found guilty of the crime, you are thrown into the Great Stygian Abyss. Aren't you like the Pope? After Ultima 4, aren't you like their religious figure? Known for your virtue and mercy and all that? How did they find you guilty of it? Okay. With the choice of either finding the girl or rotting in the dungeon. So she's in the dungeon too? Sheesh. On your journey, you have to get along with the many inhabitants of the dungeon who are survivors of a failed colony and eventually find out that there's much more to this kidnapping than meets the eye. Ultima Underworld was the first RPG that had fluid first-person movement in a 3D environment, revolutionizing the genre. Unlike earlier first-person RPGs like Dungeon Master and Eye of the Beholder, the player can move in every direction, and the graphics are updated continually. The dungeon also is not made entirely of corridors and rooms arranged in rectangular fashion, but has a variety of slopes, stairs, bridges, and more. Underworld's combat system is action-oriented. The player has to draw his weapon and aim at his opponent in real time. The magic system is based on runes found in the Abyss. If combined in the right order, produce magical effects. As the Abyss is populated by more than just monsters, there are various dialogue sequences and NPCs who one can barter with. Alright, I'm gonna check up on chat, and you guys can begin the voting. It's funny, these are actually probably the only two games, these are probably the two most similar games on the whole list. In the meantime, alright, let me see. How far? Heroes 3, yeah. That's true. I do not. Yeah, 4 was... It was entertaining. I enjoyed it. I did enjoy it. Goose wants to vote for hacked. Hey, Drawbard arrived. Alright, hold on a second. That was a vote for hack. One sec. Let me see. Okay, in my chaotic system here. Alright, one vote for hack. Gotcha. Alright, let's see. Yeah, I apologize about that. I did not intend for that to happen. Being my slipshod work here. Yang Ho says Dungeon Hack is fun, but that doesn't sound like the word vote. Gotta use the word vote or I won't tally it. Yes, it does. They do. It's really shocking when you click Command and Conquer Red Alert because that music is it stands out strongly. It's kind of epic actually. Some people hate the Avatar. Goose already voted for hack. Is that a vote? Please, in the future, use the word vote. It helps me keep track of what's what. Thank you. Let's see. Okay, Burden. It sounds like Burden is saying Ultima. Yes, Ultima. Doot. Okay. Hey, Burden, how's it going? Let's see. Have so many systems they fail to implement properly. Well, experimental game. Yeah, first of its kind, exactly. Yang Ho says Dungeon Hack. When there's a tie, I flip a coin, by the way. Just FYI. Let me see. Okay, yeah, we already got Burden, got that. Okay. All right. Anybody else need to do a vote? It's a tie, so that'll be a coin toss. Going once. Going twice. Here we go. A quarter. Or should I use a penny? We're not printing pennies anymore. Maybe I should appreciate them while they still exist. I don't know. Fate will decide. That's right. I'm sorry. That's all the people who are here. Actually, there are 8 concurrent viewers, but only 4 of them chose to vote. Hey, what can I say? We're almost 20 minutes into the stream. I could sit around and just yak for an hour and wait to see if more people show up, but some people are going to have to leave. Wings has to go to work, for example. All right. So, flipping a coin. It will be heads for hack, tails for underworld. It's a heads. Which one did I say was heads? Hack, right? It had to be hack. I'm sure it was hack. Probably. Maybe. I think it was... Yeah, heads was hack. Okay. All right. So, let's go ahead. Toot. Fate has spoken. The coin will not be denied. All right, so hack gets to go on, and Ultima Underworld gets deleted out of this list. And I'll just put here. I don't think I need to, but I'll be extra careful so I can't possibly screw up, I hope. All right. Well, sorry, Drawbard. Hopefully there's something else in here that you like. Don't worry, whatever you hate the most is probably the thing that makes it through to the end, right? That's how these things go. Okay, let's see. Next up is Double Dragon versus Star Trek. Okay. Double Dragon! I always associate this one with the NES and with arcades. Um, let's see. Boop. Oops. Oh, careful. Okay. Double Dragon. This is probably the classic beat 'em up. Yep. You don't get much more beat 'em up than Double Dragon. Set in a post-apocalyptic New York, Double Dragon is the story of Billy and Jimmy Lee, twin brothers trained in the fighting style of So Setsu Ken. Something something sword. Okay. Together they manage a small martial arts training school, teaching their students self-defense. One day, Billy's girlfriend, Marion, is kidnapped off the streets by the Black Warriors, a savage street gang led by a man named Willie. And it's very hard to take him seriously because his name is Willie. If you're going to lead a street gang, at least take a stage name, dude. The Black Warriors demand the Lee brothers disclose their martial arts secrets in exchange for Marion's freedom. Oh, they're going to disclose their martial arts secrets, all right. And you're not going to like it. The Lee brothers set out on a rescue mission to crush the Black Warriors and save Marion, using whatever techniques they have at their disposal, from the basic punches and kicks to the invulnerable elbow strike. Ooh. As well as any weapon that comes into their hands, the Lee brothers must pursue the gang through the slums, industrial area, and forest before reaching their hideout to confront the big boss, Willie. The NES version of the game also has an additional versus fighting mode for 1 or 2 players. Players choose from a field of 6 different characters and enter a one-on-one fighting match. Players have to punch, kick, jump kick, and even use weapons against their opponents until somebody's health bar is fully drained. The winner is the last one standing. Yep, okay. Right. So, versus. Okay, guys, there are 20 different Star Trek games here. I'm not kidding. There are so many Star Trek games on DOS, but I'm very certain that this is the one that was nominated. Okay? I'm pretty sure it's this one. I think. Let me know if I'm wrong before I start reading it. Whatever you hate. Just like real democracy. Ain't that the truth? Oh, with Bimmy and Jimmy. Oh, yeah, I remember that. The angry nerd. The mistype in the instructions. Versus the game. Let's see. Pre Streets of Rage. This is Double Dragon. This is about as old as it gets. There's not much older than this for beat 'em ups. Random RNG, man. Yeah, the progenitor. Hadriex. Okay, that looks right. Great. Okay. So, released in the glory days of graphics adventures to celebrate the 25th anniversary of Star Trek. 25th anniversary was an MS-DOS based game that brought the world of Kirk, Spock, McCoy, and company into the modern age of computer gaming with 256 color VGA graphics and digitized sound for the first time in a Star Trek game. Utilizing Interplay's own version of the tried and tested point-and-click adventure system, Star Trek 25th Anniversary was a combination of a point-and-click adventure game and a starship simulator. At release, the game proved to be a moderate success both financially and critically. A sequel, Star Trek Judgment Rights, was released a few years later. The game was developed and published by Interplay. All right. Here's Judgment Rights over here, amongst many, many There's even a Deep Space Nine one in here. Hold on, you guys should see the full. Give me a second. Just because, like, holy crap. We got stuff going back to 81. We got Sega made Star Trek games. It just... Are you really from 87? Man. Anyway, yeah, just... Holy crap, it's so many. Oh, of course. Who could forget? Star Trek Pinball! Of course, when I think of Star Trek games, I think of pinball. Really? Pinball? Yeah, okay. Hold on. I gotta scooch this back into proper alignment for the next time we do one. All right. Let's see. So, on the right corner, Star Trek. In the left corner. Where are you? Double Dragon versus. All right, there we go. There we go. All right, let me push this into the middle so I can read chat easily. All right, Gooseman, first vote. Vote Star Trek. All right, that would be... No, wrong one. That's the big heart. Little heart. There you go. All right, let's see. Streets of Rage remake does get talked about a lot. It's a well-liked one. Let's see. Yeah, it's more like I might miss one if you vote early. I might not see the vote. I might forget. I caught it this time though. I'm not trying to be wrathful, but I might suck and miss something, and then you'd be mad at me, and I wouldn't like that. Let's see. Burden votes Star Trek. All right. Let's see. Wings of Memory votes Star Trek. Star Trek. My gosh. This is a one-sided beatdown. Billy, aren't you going to fight back? They've got phasers, but you've got elbow strikes. Those are invincible. You can do it. Okay, hold on a second. That's another one. Big heart. Okay, that's a wrap. I really don't think that Double Dragon's making a comeback. I'm just going to call the vote here. Okay, so I need to delete you. Zap. Okay. Very good. Let me make a note. So, should be an unnecessary note, but I have to make absolutely freaking certain that I keep everything tracked properly here. I do not want to make a mistake and leave a game out. That would be a disaster. All right, next up, it's Might and Magic versus Darklands. Oh boy. All right. Well now, I am very curious to hear the write-ups on these. I have never played any of the Might and Magic games, only the Heroes of. And I love the Heroes ofs. And there sure are a lot of Might and Magic titles. Okay, here we have it. It's going to be a first-person dungeon crawler with, her and that guy and... Okay, look, I don't know shit about what actually goes on in these games. Ah, the shadow of death has fallen upon your party. Yeah, I think we'll probably see this screen a lot if this one wins. Alright. What do you... Oh, no, there's definitely connection between the two, but I just don't know the details. Hold on a second. There we go. In Might and Magic, the player controls a... I do know that they're actually secretly a sci-fi universe, not an actual fantasy one. Might and Magic, the player controls a party of adventurers in a medieval world called Varn, apparently. Before long, the heroes realize that one of the 4 kings that rule the countries of Varn is in fact an imposter. A creature from, there we go, outer space. Your task is to find the real king and ultimately to stop the alien invasion of Varn. Right from the description of the first game, it's a sci-fi franchise. This is the first game in the Might and Magic series and one of the prototypes of role-playing games in general. The entire game is viewed from a first-person perspective. The player creates a party of 6. That's pretty good. A lot of games limit you to like 4. With traditional classes, fighter, cleric, etc., you can also specify gender and age. They will grow old and eventually die, so don't make them too old. As in most RPGs, the gameplay revolves around exploring the game world, performing quests, and leveling up to be able to proceed to the story-advancing challenges. The turn-based battles typically take place against 6 monsters, but enemy reinforcements can appear. Oh, great. Alright then. So, Might and Magic. Journey now into the age of chivalry in an alternate reality and explore the land of Varn through the forces of might and magic. Okay. Next up is Darklands. So this is an interesting pairing. Darklands. I actually did play through the game once already, streamed the whole thing, and I'll never get tired of showing off this prize. I actually have the instruction manual now. Oh. All those years of having to figure out to brute force the copyright protection because the store sold me the game without the manual, and now I have it. There is no magic in this, but there are saints and alchemy. Darklands is an epic role-playing game set in medieval Germany. You can begin by either selecting a pre-made party, or by you'd create your own characters. You always create your own characters. Anton the Fat doesn't create himself. Creating your characters is quite interesting. You begin when you're 10, choose a path. It's fascinating. It's like it's weird, got an alchemy aesthetic to it. The more you choose a certain career path in 5-year periods, the better your character will become. This is all before the adventure begins. Whilst in a city or other inhabited area, you're given choices on how to proceed. Sort of like a which way book. You'll also communicate and move within towns and castles. Once you've left the city, you're taken to a travel screen, which is a real map of Germany, with a lone figure representing your party. Here you travel around the countryside, getting into adventures and meeting friends and enemies. Combat is real time, but you can pause the action to give orders, so it's pseudo-turn-based. Yet later games like Baldur's Gate would borrow from that. The game has an epic scope and can go on for as long as you'd like it to. The main goal is to collect as much fame for you and your party as possible, because the more fame you have, the better quests you'll receive and the better the rewards. Well, sort of. Fame is just your goal, though. Anyway. So, that is the pairing. Darklands versus... Where's the other one? Might and Magic. There we go. All right, let's see. Let's see. Spock versus Bones. Yeah, I know. It's easy to imagine how they'd react to a lot of situations too. Hmm. It's been a long time since I've done one of these tournament votes. Let's see. Oh man, what the heck? There shouldn't be. Is everybody having stream hiccups? Hmm. Yeah, Might and Magic 6, I'll start to recognize stuff. Well, that's unfortunate. No Enroth, huh? That field went dark. Yeah, I know. There is a game called Serpent in the Staglands. That's a spiritual successor made by someone. I have it on Steam. I've had it forever, and I still haven't played it. Alright, let's see. Hmm. They might have. Who knows? Her name is only a few letters off from anorexia, though, so I don't know how that marriage would work. Maybe between the two of them, the weight would balance out. All right. First off, Burden says Might and Magic. Okay, that's a 1. Let's see. Darkland, Darkland, Darkland. Okay, well, hold on a second. No, the big ones. Ah, there we go. Darkland, Darklands, Darklands. MM, the music is epic. Hiccups, doggone it. I don't know why that's happening. It shouldn't be. There's nothing going on my end, and I pay a lot of money for really good internet so I can stream without issues. This has been going on for, what, a week now? Now I'm actually starting to get concerned. Like, if it was just once, I'd be like, oh, whatever, shit happens. But this keeps happening. Hmm. Arathia isn't until 7. Enroth is 6, man. Really? It did? God, I still need to play it. We're not doing that. Otherwise, Heroes of would be nominated 3 times. I did think about giving Heroes of a bye, but I didn't. I just let it randomly assign everything. Okay, let me see. Might and Magic. Okay. Oh no! Oh no, those doggone one-eyed aliens always pushing things off. They got to your PC, huh? I swear, they're like big friendly cats. They'll push you right into a spike pit, the fiends. No, it's just gonna be whoever. It's just gonna be by the votes. I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm not gonna give any advantage. Maybe in the future, if everyone likes the idea, we'll give some kind of advantage to things that get extra nominations. But right now, that isn't one of the rules I established, so I'm not gonna change things under your feet while you're voting. That would just be no good. All right, let's see. Oh, is that your first? Okay. Oh, wait, is that a tie? Hold on a second. Uh-oh. Anybody else here? We're up to 12 concurrent viewers. Someone break the tie before the quarter of fate does it for you. Hmm. Now's the time. I'll give you 10 seconds. Delicious. Yeah, sure. Yeah, why not? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I got a Tails. So that'd be Darklands. I think we established previously that Heads is the first and Tails is the second, right? Mario? Mario! Man. It's a good thing my fans don't conspire against me and just decide let's find all the worst edutainment games and nominate nothing but those. Okay, let's see. So we got Darklands. Yeah, I'm not eager to ever play Mario is Missing, and I had Mario's Time Machine as a kid and definitely got my fill of that one. Alright, let's see. Well, Burton, now you know your secret power. You can choose by voting for what you don't want. See? Once you figure out how these things work. Alright, let's see. It was Darklands. Okay. Man, I really wish Darklands had gotten mods. Like, I so wish that it got a whole bunch of epic mods. You could do so much stuff. Oh, nope, we haven't gotten that far yet. In fact, Wizardry 7 is in the very next pool. Wizardry 7... No, wait, no, I'm sorry. Chex Quest and Quest for Glory are in the next pairing. Okay, hold up. Chex Quest and Quest for Glory. All things Quest. Alright, got everything where it should be. What an inconvenient moment for a kidney stone. 5-minute intermission. It's a small one. I hope. I'll be right back. Alright, I'll be okay. Where were we? Oh, man. Hey, Chen, how's it going? Let me see. What did I miss? My gosh, a whole bunch. Alright, you know what I'm gonna do? We're just gonna read up the descriptions of the next two, get them on screen, and then I'm gonna catch up on chat. Let me see. We need Chex Quest. Probably the most beloved game to ever come from a cereal company. Okay, let's see. So, scooch this over here, and Chex Quest, based on the Doom engine. Very, very based on Doom. Chex Quest is a 3D first-person shooter running in a modified Doom engine. The planet Bazoik has been overrun by phlemoids, mucus-like alien creatures who are consuming all of the Intergalactic Federation of Cereal's nutritious foods. You are a large square-shaped man and must go and get rid of various levels of miscellaneous green phlemoids. Your weaponry starts with a boot spoon, which can be upgraded to a super boot spork, and small Zorcher, which uses Zorch energy. The Zorcher can, of course, be upgraded to frightening levels. Zorch is apparently an interdimensional substance, because enough of it can send a phlemoid back to his homeworld. You can strap on armor, of course. The armor is the Chex Kibble. This will protect you from the mucus that the phlemoids snort at you. The opening contains a notice to concerned parents avowing that the game is non-violent. To keep the children's interest, the violence is replaced with gross booger sounds. Your character never dies, but becomes immobilized by being covered from head to toe in mucus. Healthy eating habits are also strongly reinforced. Health is regained by eating a bowl of fruit, bowl of vegetables, a glass of water, or a complete breakfast featuring a bowl of cereal, toast, glass of milk, and a piece of fruit for a complete health boost. There is also a Chex Quest 2 and 3. Wow, all the way in 2008. Anyway, Chex Quest. And it's up against... You have to give me a second to try to remember... Oh, it was Quest for Glory. That's what it was up against. Right, of course. Okay. The quests were up against each other. Alright. This game drove me crazy for a long time, because I had memories of it from childhood, but I didn't know the name of the game. I mean, to be fair to me, the name Quest for Glory is pretty generic. But the game itself, at least what I can remember of it, I really liked it. I played it at a friend's house. I would have been possibly preteen. I would have definitely been preteen, actually. Yeah, I would have been young. One of Sierra's classic VGA remakes. Remakes? Oh shit, this one's a remake. Wait a minute, that can't be right. Oh, here we go. Ah, sorry about that. The original form. You know what? I think that this is actually the one that I remember. I think this is the one I remember as a kid. Huh. But I guess this is the one that we're voting for. Okay, sorry for the confusion. The original graphics. Quest for Glory, so you want to be a hero, it's also a remake! What? Okay, Hero's Quest, so you want to be a hero. Oh, Sierra made, that's an old Sierra game. In fact, we have stuff with videos. Anyway, believe it or not, we have all kinds of weird stuff available to us in Exodus. I have to do a video talking about it. Anyway, all right. The remake features 256 color VGA graphics. Locations have been redrawn. The character portraits appear during conversations. This version also has icon-based interface instead of the text input of the original, very similar to the one used by Sierra for their adventure titles. The player selects dialogue choices as opposed to typing in conversation topics. A few changes have been made to the dialogue, adding or altering some of the Easter eggs and references to other games. Combat now features clay models for the enemies and stop-motion animation. The perspective has been switched to over-the-shoulder view, farther away from the player. Battle commands are displayed as icons on a shield in the corner of the screen. The player can switch to the spell menu at any time and also click to the middle of the screen to escape from combat. Man, Hero's Quest must have been real popular. It got remade, then remade again, as well as getting sequels. How interesting. Alright, next, I'm gonna go Quest for Glory versus Chex Quest. And now I'm going to catch up on chat. So it's going to take me a second here. Also wanted to nominate Civilization 2. Oh. Oh, really? Civ 2? Hold on a second. You might be right. A lot of DOS games also got Windows ports. Yeah, I have Civilization and Advanced Civilization in front of me. You're right. Civ 2 wasn't there. Civ 2 wasn't there. Huh. Well, how about that? Eye of the Beholder, yeah. Legend of Grimrock, yeah. Those get talked about a lot. Luigi Mansion 2. We played the original Luigi's Mansion. I own 2 and 3, but we're not doing Nintendo games. We're not doing Nintendo games right now. Edutainment games were awesome. I really like a few of them. Quarksy and Quarksu's Turbo Science was awesome. There's a reason I did a review of that one. Collect letters to save a worm or a caterpillar or something. Don't know that one, but there's at least 3 or 4 edutainment games I can think of on DOS that Exodus does not have. Those early shareware titles. Man. Let's see. I'll have like a couple of weeks where I'll get small ones and it'll go away and usually won't bother me for years. But I have had a couple of times in the past where I got hit by a real bad one. If that happened, the stream would just end. The stream would end well before it got too terrible. But that doesn't seem to be the case today. I think I'm okay. Alright, let's see. Powder mixes from Walmart? I don't know. Oh, it likes to jump down. Frickin' YouTube chat. Okay, where are we? Okay, yeah, let's see. Hey there, Chen. Let's see. Liberating a country from occupational forces. What kind of edutainment game is that? That sounds awesome. Really? It was it was a game you found in a cereal box. I do not know why no other company did anything like that. It was just one company with the one product, but they could have easily done it with a ton of products if they had wanted to. Okay, hold on. Quest for Glory got a vote. All right, hold on a sec. Got Nope, nope, wrong side, wrong side. No, no, no. Yes. Okay, there we go. Correct. All right, so that was Enterprise. I wouldn't know. I didn't play them all. I don't remember ever playing a bad one, but I haven't played many of them. Space Quest is the ones I'd be most interested in from their Quest series. Yes, I spoil you. Okay, Wings says checks. Okay. Yang says Quest for Glory. Burden says Quest for Glory. Televised feedback says checks. Hey, Peter, how's it going? Oh my gosh, we're tied up again. Let's see. Quest for Glory. Goose, you didn't already vote, did you? Oh, somebody will scream at me if you did. Okay, there we go. 4 on the Quest for Glory side. There we go. That's. Let's see. Where were we? Whoop. What? Why do I need to confirm? Televised feedback can claim anything he likes. I don't have to confirm or deny anything. Yeah, that's him. That's Snyder. That's Snyder's account name. Did you already vote? Okay, no, you hadn't voted yet. Okay, that makes 5. Aw, poor Waffle Man. You're gonna hurt his feelings. There we go. All right, well, I think that we're going to conclude voting here. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, Chex Quest did get an awful matchup, I think. I think a lot of people did want to see Quest for Glory. Quest for Glory, I can never guess what's going to win. I can't even tend to guess what does well most of the time with votes. But I have a feeling that Quest for Glory is a contender, a real contender. Uh, let's see. So next up is Wizardry 7 and Heroes of Might and Magic. Man, Heroes of got nominated so many times. By the way, once we finish the first bracket and I don't get to talk about the games anymore, the votes will speed up dramatically. Alright, so Wizardry 7 and Heroes of Might and Magic. Well. Alright, slide this over here. I played Wizardry 8 some years back, and it was awesome and weird. and like nothing I'd ever played before. Alright, let me see. Going through the wizardries, that would be Crusaders of the Dark Savant. I understand that the wizardry titles, particularly the last three, are all wildly different from one another. So let's see. Sir Tech, Crusaders of the Dark Savant. I'm also given to understand that the Japanese went crazy about the first 5 titles, and it monumentally influenced their RPG culture. Oh, wow, that's not much of a write-up at all. The sequel to Bane of the Cosmic Forge brings your party of 6 characters out of the fantasy realm and into a sci-fi one. Wizardry series expands in new settings, monsters, play options, strategies, and player alliance. All right, I'll give a better write-up, because this is going to be a lot like 8. You're going to have a wealth of options for different character types, where you build your party yourself, and you have all these classes and species to pick from. You can pick all kinds of different things. Right now, we're looking at a couple of fairies, I don't know, a couple of different kinds of lizard men. I'm not too sure what those are. It looks like a human. Anyway, there's like wolf people, cat people, all kinds of stuff. And then, yeah, you have crazy abilities. The classes are madness. The bards, you just get instruments that make people's heads explode. I don't know what to say. Like, you can throw out all kinds of status effects and craziness, and those are a huge deal. The Gadgeteer did crazy stuff. Of course, this is 7, not 8, so I don't know. I assume the game is fairly similar in structure while being a completely different story, but, you know, it could be a little different than I expect it to be. Anyway, at the very least, I was able to give better than, man, what a weak description we got there, huh? All right, versus Heroes of. That's who was up next. Well, so the Western RPG on one hand, or oops, that's the wrong thing. Heroes of Might and Magic. So, I have never played the original. I played Heroes 2. I grew up with Heroes of Might and Magic 2 and 3. We already talked about that earlier, though. Anyway, this would be the semi-original, because King's Bounty was the actual original. But this is, you know, the first game to hold the branding of Heroes of Might and Magic. And wow, what a write-up you got. Heroes of Might and Magic is a turn-based strategy game in which you take the role of one of 4 different heroes: Warlock, Sorceress, Barbarian, or Knight. Oh, where's Wizard? Wizard was my favorite in Heroes 2. No Necromancer either. As the hero, the player must build up his or her castle by adding different buildings to earn different units to strengthen the hero's army, which includes dragons, cyclopses, phoenixes, paladins, and many more fantasy creatures. As honestly, Heroes of Might and Magic isn't like any other fantasy series of its time. The closest thing you could compare it to would be Age of Wonders, but only sort of. It's kind of its own thing, completely different from the 4X games that dominated the genre back then. Buildings and units cost money and resources. Yeah, alright. Another aspect is exploring the world and discovering treasure, spells, mines, nomad camps, magic lamps, ultimate artifacts, and more. The game uses a top-down map for the player to move. This is mostly just a very direct description of the gameplay mechanics, and I think pretty much everyone here is familiar with how it goes. Yeah. And I don't think a direct, dry description of the game mechanics would sell you on it if you weren't already. I played around with the map editor a ton as a kid for Heroes 3 and 2. Anyway, those are the competitors. So let's go ahead and Wizardry, Crusaders the Dark Savant, or where's Heroes of Might and Magic? Oh no, it's not here. 1 second. Hold on. I can fix this. No, I did get the image. I just didn't put it where it was supposed to go. But that's okay, because I still have it. Oh, shit. I do have it. I know I do. Boy, I sure was prepared for this stream, man. Had everything in order, didn't I? Okay, there you go. Yeah. Yeah, like that. There we go. Versus! Okay. There we go. Alright, how far? Oh my gosh, I am behind on chat a lot. Let's see. A 5-inch floppy drive to install the original Quest for Glory. Let's see. Wizardry 7. Hold on a second. Budump. Burden. Hom. Budump. Well, let's see. Divine Divinity. Wiz 7. Boop. Wizardry 7. Is that a vote? I can't tell if that's a vote. Okay, there's a vote. Oh my gosh, it's an upset. Here's a Might and Magic, the one that was nominated like 3 times. It's not over yet. Let's see. Yeah, demos are awesome. There was actually the console was supposed to, every game on it would have a demo. But the Ouya kind of sucked and didn't do very well and failed. So. Yeah. Bagpipes of Madness. Yeah, Wizardry 8 was crazy. What a game that was. What an experience. Yeah, I strongly have feelings about how trailers are supposed to be made, and I've made enough of them in my time. Yeah, Sandro was a warlock, really. Sandro the Necromancer. Didn't you already vote? I think you already voted, televised. Yang Ho says Wizardry. I don't think he voted yet. Yeah, that's gonna clinch it. That's gonna absolutely clinch it. Oh yeah, that existed. That's right, it did. I don't know. There was one vote. Chen's voting for it. But I mean, even if, yeah, there's no way you're crossing this gap. It's 4 points behind. So no Heroes of Might and Magic this time. Perhaps in the future. But it was not to be today. Alright, let's see. removed. Okay, alright. Now, the next pairing is Princess Maker versus Descent 2. It's actually Princess Maker 2, specifically. Okay, so now we're getting to some of the stranger ones. Alright, give me a sec. I need to shift a couple of things around. So, Gynax's game, Princess Maker here, should be about... It is nothing like Long Live the Queen. It's gonna be a simulation thing where a kid grows up and you raise them by choosing all the different things that they do with a ton of different potential directions and endings and things where you can like go adventuring and it becomes like an RPG. You could be really into cooking and then she just gets into cooking contests or something. I don't know all the details. Bunch of different stuff, tons and tons of choices and options and things. And let's get to the write-up. A hero saved the human race. Hold on a second. Is the bottom of these being cropped off a little? There we go. A hero saved the human race from utter annihilation. This same hero was charged by the heavens to take care of a young seed dropped from there. This seed becomes his daughter, and her guardian will be watching her progress. In Princess Maker 2, the player assumes the role of a father to the blessed daughter of the heavens. For the next 8 years, the hero will nurture and guide her in the path of the player's own choosing. It is possible to choose the path of the Zodiac-influenced daughter by scheduling her jobs in schools, which will raise her statistics, strength, combat, cooking, faith. Each month allows the player to designate 3 different tasks for her to follow, balancing between character development, stress level, health, and financial income. Many subquests and various plot options revolve around the young lady adventuring in the wilderness, provided she's strong enough to tame the wilds. The player can equip her with armor and weapons to fight off wandering monsters in turn-based combat. The game starts with her at age 10, from which point the player guides her until she's an adult. Choices made during the course of the game will determine her eventual marital status, accomplishments, and her relationships with other people. There are 74 unique endings. So, Fatherhood Simulator, the game. And it is up against Descent 2. I don't know much about this other than Schneider talking about it. It apparently has quite the control scheme. Oh great, no write-up to speak of at all. The second Descent game features new levels. Okay, that's great and all. Anyway, it's going to be a dungeon crawler flight simulator combination, something like that. It's a dungeon crawler where you're in some kind of spacecraft or something. I'm sorry, I don't have much for details. First-person shooter, flight simulator, vehicle simulator, with multiplayer options. I'm sorry, I don't have more to say. Perhaps televised feedback can fill us in. Whoops, hold on a second. Alright, I'm gonna pop these up. Versus! And then I'm gonna catch up on chat. Yeah. Alright, let me see. Wait, what? He changed his mind on Star Trek? He did? What did he change his mind to? Did I miss something? I'm sorry, I'm not keeping perfect track of chat. At times, I'm just skimming for the word vote. Okay. Always vote Star Trek. Okay, cool. Gotcha. Wings vote Star Trek in every instance. A shooter where you never know up from down. Hmm. It had the most confusing maps of all shooters. Okay, yeah, there we go. Spaceship comes with a map maker, yeah. Retexturing monsters that look like doors and walls. You troll, you. Oh, you just have to vote for the one you'd like to see. The one you'd like to learn about. Let's see. Alright, let's see. We've got. Hold on, we gotta start tracking. So, Schneider voted. Let's see. Then we've got. 1, 2, 1. Burden says Descent. Okay, did I miss anybody? Did I miss anybody? I think I'm keeping track properly, right? Hmm. Another Descent. Okay, that's another Descent. Oh no. I would be eternally lost. Oh no. Is that a vote for Princess Maker? I can't tell. Going once. Going twice. I think Descent won this one. I think we're done. Alright, Descent is in and Princess Maker is out. Ah, okay. So let's see. Deleted. Okay. We've only got Lost Eden and XCOM left to talk about, and then the votes are going to speed up a lot from here. But let's do Lost Eden. Lost Eden. Okay. So, I don't know anything about this one. Let's see. Virgin, okay. Dinosaurs. Okay. Uh, interactive movie. Lost Eden is a point-and-click adventure game with an emphasis on exploration and... Okay, it's a puzzle game. A point-and-click puzzle game. Okay. You should have written that up here. Not everything about Exodus is perfect yet. In another world. Oh, it's an isekai, huh? Where dinosaurs never went extinct and now live among humans. The villainous Morcus Rex and his army of tyrants are threatening the long-standing peace between them. Long ago, humans and dinosaurs built 5 large citadels to protect them against the tyrants. But now all but one have been destroyed. You must rebuild the lost citadels and reunite humans and dinosaurs to defeat Morcus Rex. Oh, okay. That's what it's about, apparently. Interesting. And let me go down here. Wait, no. Wait. All right, hold on a second. Wait. Okay, hold on. Okay. Dungeon Hack versus Lost Eden. right? Yeah, okay. So, so, there we go. Versus. All right, all the ingredients are set up. Let's see how this one goes. Man, I couldn't even find a door in Kingdom Come. I couldn't even find a door that was staring me in the face for like 20 minutes. Oh man. Alright, let's see. The niche game. I can never tell what's gonna win in these votes ever. Always make every poll 50-50. Deliberately as the chatters, huh? Dune 2 is the game that started the RTS genre. I have not played it, but I've always been like, I should probably play that just because it's one of those, landmark titles. Warcraft. We did Warcraft as orcs. I haven't played through the original Warcraft as humans on stream yet. They're destroying our city! Zug zug. Dahu. Cadillac and Dinosaur. There might be a game based on that. I'm not sure. Oh, well. Catch you later, Catch you later, Schneider. I read the novel, Dune. I didn't read the whole series, but I read the first one. I haven't bothered with the movie adaptation, though. Let's see. Okay, we have a vote. Alright, hold on. Okay, the votes are coming in. I need to switch gears here. Alright. Doot doot. Okay, let's see. Dungeonac, Lost Eden, Hack. Lost Eden. Oh no, they're doing the 50-50 thing. They threatened it, and now they're doing it. Hack? Hack? Doot. No, you mustn't. You taint the voting process. Let's see. You can't deliberately go 50-50. You give too much power to the coin of fate. Alright, anybody else want to vote? Dinosaurs or dungeons? Dungeons and dinosaurs. Oops, oh no, the coin of fate just fell. It fell into my wires. I have retrieved it. Alright, I think that's a wrap on this one. So, Lost Eden. Deleted. And Dungeon Hack continues on. Yes, indeed. Alright, next up, it's going... Wait, get that... Okay. Okay, looks like it's going to be Star Trek versus Darklands. Well, we have nothing to say on this matchup. Oh, there we go. Because we've already described the games. So, give it to me. I used a randomizer. And honestly, I'm surprised by how the brackets turned out because in many cases, it was games that were very similar to each other put against each other in the first bracket. It was weird. But yeah, I didn't want to do it myself because I didn't want to accidentally show any kind of favoritism. So I just left it to RNG. This is when I suddenly pull out the most popular game ever and as a surprise edition and blow out the entire contest. I see. All right, here we go. So we got Star Trek. We've got Darklands, Star Trek, Star Trek. Oh, right, Wings of Memory votes Star Trek. Schneider voted for that? Wait, did he? Did he? Did Schneider vote Star Trek? I didn't see that. Wings. Okay, I got Wings. I got Rings. Okay. Yeah, I got his vote. But we've got an orange guy with blonde hair on the cover of Darklands. You know, he's old enough. Could it really be him? Is he still alive from all the way back then? Could it be? Alright, looks like Darklands is out. Wow. Darklands, you were a powerful contender, but you had to compete with the Star Trek nerds. And the Trekkies are very powerful indeed. Anton the Slim. Okay, next up is Terror from the Deep versus Quest for Glory. Now, this is an interesting matchup. All right. Terror from the Deep. Give me a second. I'm going to type in X Spacecom. No. X dash com. Oh, there we go. X dash com. Okay, there we go. Now we gotcha. Alright, one sec. Scooch this over here. Scooch this over there. Man, Terror from the Deep has a absolutely amazing opening. The art, assets, the music, the atmosphere is all top-notch. It's significantly harder and more unfair than the original XCOM. I think of it as being kind of like a ROM hack of the original game. XCOM Terror from the Deep is the follow-up to the resource management and tactical combat game XCOM. No, it's XCOM UFO Defense. It's not Enemy. Enemy Unknown is a modern game. Ah, your write-up is incorrect. It's been 40 years since XCOM last defeated the aliens. Now, in 2040, aliens begin to appear on the Earth again. This time, the threat to humanity is coming from the depths of the seas. The game is almost identical to XCOM. Yeah, kinda. The user interface, weapons, and aliens. No, the aliens are not the same. The aliens are different. I have points of contention with this write-up. The only difference is the adaptation of the aliens and weapons to ocean environments. No, their spacecraft are quite a bit different. There's a few differences. There's actually some new weapons also. The game also features both undersea and land missions. If this one somehow wins, I will have to somehow win one of those cruise ship fights. Those terrible, terrible cruise ship fights that I eventually just skipped. Anyway, That's Terror from the Deep. I'm sure most of y'all know and love it. Or hate it. One of the two. Alright, we got XCOM versus Quest for Glory, right? I got that right? That's the pairing? That better be the pairing. Alright, let's see. Knights of the Old Republic versus Star Wars versus Star Trek. The classic nerd war. Hey, it got nominated. Some people apparently really, really like my highlight reels from Terror from the Deep. It's brutal. It is brutally hard. Terror from the Deep is rough. It really is. All right, let's see. Votes. Okay, here we go. Hold on. We got 1 and 1. Whoops, no, not the big ones. Not the big ones, the little ones. Really? It was called Enemy Unknown in Europe? Because that's the name they put on the Fire Axis new comms. First he says who would play Terror from the Deep twice. Then he immediately goes, yeah, I want to see that. Chrysalids are much different. Well, the chrysalids and the tentaculat were basically... The tentaculat could float, but other than that, yeah. Oh my gosh, Terror from the Deep is tearing apart Quest for Glory. Actually, it's fairly evenly matched still. Oh my gosh. Is it going to come down to the coin of fate again? Huh. Yeah. Interesting. I like Enemy Within. I think that's a great name for their thing. I also really like the inclusion of the what were they called? The alien sympathizers that were working against you. I can't think of what they were called, but they added a lot to the game. And running out to get those things before they'd expire, even though it made no sense, it just really improved the game a lot. Yeah. Benedict. Okay, yeah, let me see. Yeah, wait. Okay. Okay, Benedict votes for... Okay, there we go. Sometimes when people who just have a letter and a color for their name, like, because it's the same color for Benedict's and Enterprise, I'm like, wait a minute, didn't I get a vote? No, wait, no, I didn't. Okay. Uh-oh. Schneider, why'd you have to leave us so soon? We need a tiebreaker. We do have a tiebreaker, though. Is it time? T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, here we go. Whoop. I lost the coin of fate. I don't know where it went. It vanished in the air. And then I heard it ping somewhere. It's fine. I have another one. Another quarter. And this time I properly caught it. We got a heads. Oh, that's Terror from the Deep. Well. Peter voted for Terror from the Deep. Wait, you already did that. Alright, so... Snyder's never played Quest for Glory. All right, so Terror from the Deep got the win. I don't. Maybe he has. I don't think he has. He's never spoken to me about it anyway. Okay. I do not. I have no trick coins. The back of this quarter has a duck on it, though. A duck? What is this? It's a duck? I don't know. One of those specialty quarters. Weird. Okay. So we're up to Wizardry versus Descent. There. Here you have to. Yeah, go over there. Alright, Wizardry versus Descent. After this, there's. Well, we're running very low on games. We're getting into the final rounds here. At this point, once this is over, the winner of this, there'll be all that'll be left will be Star Trek, Dungeon Hack, XCOM. Am I missing something? Yeah, not a whole. Oh wait, hold on, we're getting votes. DuckTales. Ah, okay, that's why. Wizardry, 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 wizardry. That's pretty overwhelming. Anybody want to dissent? It just did. I don't know. Y'all were here for it. You saw it happen. Wizardry. Okay, if Wizardry's won this one, man. It's getting all the votes here. Yeah, it's a slaughter. It's a slaughter. Poor Snyder, his game. The moment he left, it was lost. Okay, next. How's the pairing go from here? It should be Dungeon Hack versus Star Trek now. Okay, fair enough. Star Trek, Dungeon Hack. Go! Howard the Duck game? There's a Howard the Duck game. Sure, why not? Let's see. Wings votes for Star Trek. Burden says Star Trek, Star Trek. Star Trek. My gosh. Star Trek. Well, what did we say about the Trekkies? They are powerful. Yeah, I don't have the. I'm not updating the chart. I'm just doing it by eye. Don't worry. I got this. I got this. Oh wait, what's that doing there? It's supposed to be that one. Anyway, Star Trek won. Star Trek won hard. It was overwhelming. There was no doubt. Okay, that would mean it would end up being XCOM versus Wizardry. Because it would have to be now. And the winner has to tackle Star Trek. Okay, let's see what happens here. I don't know Klingon. I've explained to you guys. I'm the spawn of Trekkies. I'm close to Trekkie culture, but I'm not actually a proper Trekkie. My Trekkie credentials are shaky at best. Alright. What was wrong with the NES version, other than it being confusing and impossible for child me to get anywhere in? Aw. Poor Burden. Alright, let's see. We got... Alright, hold on a sec. Wait. Okay. Whiz Whiz. Is that a whiz? If ever a whiz to whiz there was. XCOM. Anybody else? Okay, 2 to 3. It's still anybody's game. The last two were just straight up slaughters. So this one, I can give this one a moment. I'm sorry, Burden. This is how it'll always go, though, when we do a tournament. We'll do another one with DOS with the same rules eventually. I won't swear it'll be like next weekend or anything, but we'll do another one of these before too long. Starting with just nominating anything from DOS again. I could also impose random rules like, alright, no sports games. That wasn't a problem this time, but RPGs only, platformers only. I could impose any random rule I want. With 7,000 games, we'd still get interesting results, pretty much no matter what limitation I put on it. Alright, let's see. Goose says wizardry. Doot. That might have finished it off. Tempest Rising. Don't know that one. Games almost no one heard of. How would we measure that, though? Alright, I think I'm going to call this one here. It looks like Crusaders the Dark Savant goes on to the finals. Alright. So this is an interesting pairing. I think Star Trek has the advantage. But you never know. 2 stars out of 5. You know, since they're rated inside of Exodus, we could actually go. But there's not a lot of people rating them, so the ratings are a little bit unpredictable still. What, you mean like the game with the ladies with the water guns? Let's see. 3+ would be out. There's a few enough votes that people could actually manipulate things by going in and voting a game up a star just to pull it out of reach. Or pull a game down a star to put it in reach. Enough people put together could actually do that. Alright, let's see. Hold on. Alright, votes time. Okay. Lock in. We got Peter. We got Dravard. We got... Oh, right. +1 for wings. That's right. Thank you for reminding me. We got Wizardry. Star Trek. Wizardry. Spoken like a true heathen. Oh, was that another wizardry? Oh my gosh, they're still neck and neck. Goose, you hadn't voted yet? Yes, you did. You said vote wizardry up there. Ah, no, no, no. You already did that. So, we're at 4-5. It's actually pretty tight. It's a close thing. It's a close thing. Ah. Benedict says it should be 4. Do I have... Benedict says I have them backwards? Do I need to recount the votes? Did I mess up? Is it? Oh! Okay, that would be it. I'm sorry about that. I apologize. Good catch. Oh no, it's 50-50. Come on, guys, don't leave it to the coin flip. Nobody wants the final vote to end with a coin flip. Whatever it is, I'll be playing it tomorrow. Nobody's voting. We got 10 votes, but there's 18 concurrent viewers. Come on, one of you 8 who's just lurking. $17 now, huh? Well. Wait, I'm one of the lurkers. I could vote! But that feels wrong. So I'll just do a coin toss if we don't get a vote. Well, tell her to come online quick. Otherwise her vote don't count. It is interesting, isn't it? It's actually really fun just to see what gets votes against what. I'd swear, I think that depending on the order that games go against each other could actually affect the end result. Like, a game that might get slaughtered in a certain matchup could later have actually won the whole thing had things been in a different order. I'm not sure. But it's interesting. You don't like my duck coin? Alright, I'll see if I can find where the other one went. Let me borrow my light. Ah, here it is. Kind of just sitting right in front of me. I just couldn't see it in the dark. Alright, I got the first one back. Okay, there we go. If it's any comfort, it had landed on the floor heads up, so, you know. So both coins had agreed, apparently, earlier. Okay. It's gonna go to the toss. I found the regular quarter with the normal eagle on the back. Because ducks just weren't good enough. Alright, countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'll admit I was half expecting a vote to come in at the last possible second. Alright, here we go. Heads, Star Trek. Tails, Wizardry. We got tails. Huh. Wizardry 7. I have Easter candy, but it's not under the desk at the moment. I don't have very much of it, though. It's Wizardry 7. I already played 8 some years back. Actually, yeah, I think Star Trek has won every time it's shown up in one of these tournaments. Until today. A shocking upset! The coin of fate has spoken. But there's always next time. There's always next time. Yeah, it was an interesting lineup. It was a really interesting lineup. A lot of unexpected stuff in here. Princess Maker, Chex, Dungeon Hack, Ultima Underworld, Star Trek, Quest for Glory, Might and Magic, Heroes of Might and Magic, XCOM, Double Dragon. That was an unexpected one. Chex Quest, Lost Eden, Descent 2. Was a very interesting lineup. Double Dragon was in. We voted. It didn't win. But it was there. I forget what it went up against. It went up against something. Actually, we can look up what it went up against. It went up against Star Trek, that's why. Double Dragon went up against Star Trek. It went up against one of the strongest opponents right out of the gate, so it didn't get anywhere. Yeah. Wizardry 7 managed to beat Heroes of Might and Magic, which at the time I thought was an upset because I thought Heroes of was a very strong contender, but no, it got knocked out right away. But now we know why. Well, sorry. Yeah, Wizardry 7 is probably... Let's take a quick peek. It's actually going to be a longer one. Let me take a quick look. So I think 7... oh yeah, it's going to take around 40 hours, maybe more. It's going to be about... It's probably going to be 2 weeks, maybe 3. Maybe 4 if I suck. Who knows? So. Whoop. You want to be the bard? You can be the bard. We can give... You guys can pick classes and I'll toss you guys in. I'm going to end up with some kind of crazy mixed up party, probably led by a Valkyrie again. The Valkyrie seemed like a particularly good class. Assuming it does the same things in 7 that it did in 8. See, I can't be sure how much of a difference there's going to be in the classes. Yep. Well, I don't always replace things with the strategy slot, but I don't. I sometimes play non. Anyway, I have done games like Heroes of Might and Magic in the twice a week strategy slot sometimes, and I have been intending to play more Heroes of at some point in time. So sooner or later, I've done reviews and other stuff with Heroes 3 in the past. Wizardry 7 is a lot harder. Oh, great. Well, at least I have chat and walkthroughs. 8 had some very weird stuff in it. It was a wild game. It was an experience. You know, I'll probably watch that before I go to bed tonight. Since I've got a bit of time left over, I'll probably watch Prelude to Axanar tonight. It's a Star Trek fan film. Yeah, as for Master of Magic, I'm going to finish my current game. Who knows how long that'll take me? We're already starting on the Spell of Mastery, but the end turns are getting long. And then I have a build I really want to try. It might be game breakingly powerful, maybe. I'll have to test. Um, and then after that, I may or may not switch to a different strategy game, though who knows what it'll be. It could be any number of things. Hmm, a mandolin, seashell horn. Ha. Oh, oh man. Garth of Izar. Izar. Alright, anyway. It's been fun. It was a blast. It was a blast. I also got to get together a video about Exodus. Man, you wouldn't believe the features that this thing has. I'm still putting together a video on this, but like we got we got freaking magazines. We got videos from way back in the day about DOS. We got so much craziness and so many different ways to arrange things. Right now it's by release date, and these games go all the way back to just like I think this one was from the 70s. Uh Up to apparently we're still making DOS games, or at least someone is. Alright, anyway. Until next time and every time, this is Hadriex signing off. Bye.